Hey guys, this video that had Butch Hartman in it, this is going to connect to what he's the guy from Nickelodeon, Bethel, and Hoax. This is going to connect to what I'm talking about today, loosely. So, most of you guys that watch the channel, I think, are probably pretty aware that I'm pointing out all the Freemason, symbols that are inside our modern churches. Well, this is what happens when an occultist tells on Bethel. So, this thing that says a sneak peek, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to stretch this video out by adding little pieces, but I want you guys to go back and look at this. So, in the TV and movie industry, they do something that's called hiding Easter eggs. This means that they are hiding things in plain sight that connect between, say, one movie and another movie, or something that's happened recently inside history. They'll add that inside the scene and not tell somebody that it's there because they want you to go and look for it. So Easter eggs are common. If you go and look it up on YouTube, you'll be able to figure out what I'm talking about. So, one of the locals in Reading pointed out to me that he and some of his friends understood that inside one of the TV shows that Dan Schneider made for Nickelodeon, that the Reading City Jail, the Shasta County Jail, was being used as the evil hideout for Bill Evil and his science corporation, Evil Science Corporation. And he was wondering if I knew how to figure out, by watching the videos, how to interpret what the videos were. Because he and his friends, they know that it's Bill Johnson. They know that Bill Johnson is Bill Evil, but they don't understand the video, how to break it down. So I'm going to do a loose breakdown right now. I think when I made the slides that are on my laptop, that I can't make videos right now, I don't know why. Those slides, there's probably 60 slides, so there's like 60 Easter eggs. I'm not going to get that deep into it with this. But let's start off with this. So, Dan Schneider used to be, where's my pause button? Okay, so, inside Dan's TV show, Henry Danger, they are telling us about Bethel. There's the gold fringe up at the top. This demon that's right here has red eyes because of Chris Valentin's stories about his red-eyed demons. The unicorn, stack of unicorns on that shelf to the left is unicorn MK Ultra programming. It's also a sex programming system that they use for MK Ultra. Oh, I need to pause that. When you look at this, they have lava lamps around the unicorns because those are phallic symbols. That's ejaculation coming out of the penis, and they're around all of the unicorns on each of the levels of the tower. This is the gold dust that's coming out of Bethel's vents. That's their glory cloud. The orange furniture in the background is because inside a Freemason lodge, the Bible is considered furniture. So inside Bethel's church, the furniture would be orange, being the number 33. That's the reason that they've got that. This being a boy in drag, that has to do with the treasure hunts and Chris intentionally making the people that are on, or not treasure hunt, the scavenger hunt for BSSM, the boys have to dress as women and walk as though they're on the catwalk. So this is got to do with that. What else is in that slide? Okay, so the Halloween stuff is because they're still practicing pagan stuff. The Knights Templar that's right there is because Bethel is comprised of Knights Templars and hippies and pagans and all of that stuff. That's the characters show who's inside the cult. On the inside, this would be the esoteric side. Dan Schneider is telling us that if we connect the dots, that we will be able to figure out what's going on inside this video. Chris Valentin tells the story about being chased by a man in a truck when he was driving a van full of children for their 8th grade trip, and that the high-speed chase had lasted between 45 minutes and an hour with 8 children inside the vehicle and his wife, and being one of 6 boys, there are no 10 or 12 passenger vans that would have had multiple roll-down windows, and Chris's story says that the boys had to jump on another boy because he was trying to get out of the window. Well, Chris was in front of one window that rolled down, and Kathy was next to the window of the other one, and there aren't any more roll-down windows in a 10 or 12 passenger bus. So Chris's stories fall apart all the time. The guy is an actual schizophrenic, and he imagines stuff. He says that that demon at that time, he recognized the red eyes because the demons that used to come and visit him also had red eyes. And that is on Sid Roth. It's supernatural. Okay, so, rainbow programming has to do with Freemasonry, and it is also part of MK Ultra. This is the Reading Jail. Sorry, it's not good in this thing. But spiritual Kabbalah. These guys are alchemists. This means that they are practicing the Kabbalah. The Saint Germain video just explained all that stuff. At the top of the building, there's a water spirit symbol, and that actually does connect to the group. I don't remember how it connects to the group. This is on Placer in Reading. So Bethel all the time and the NAR are talking about portals, 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 portals. Well, that's what this is. This is inside the show. That's the portal. They actually used the Eye of God constellations from NASA to be able to make this. It looks like the same eye like on Lord of the Rings, but that eye is between these 2 pillars with globes on top. One on that side, and one on this side. And those are the 2 pillars from Freemasonry that have to do with the Kabbalah. So this would be the eye. If you go and look at a Freemason tracing board, that portal is opened up because these guys are practicing the religion that's between the 2 pillars. So this is Bill Evil. I'll get back to that. So science is alchemy. If it's not because there's science that the Bible calls science so-called. So when it is the science of the soul and the science of the alchemical stuff, the stuff that's not scriptural, That's what these guys are doing. They're practicing the Kabbalah inside Bethel, so that's why this is showing this. This is also, between those two pillars, is also where the Kundalini spirit comes from, the serpent going up the tree of life for the New Agers. That's the Kundalini. So when you see those two pillars, that's the snake has to go right side of your body, left side of your body, right brain, left brain, connecting all the masculine and feminine. It's completely satanic. It's really, really bad. So, Bethel's Alabaster Prayer House is considered a demon portal. That's its design is an octagon on the inside. It is 88-degree magic. It is connected to astrology. It is designed to be able to be a timekeeping device, and it is lined up with the solstices. So there is the winter solstice and the summer solstice. There are lines inside that building that will have direct shadows coming off of the globe inside the middle of the Alabaster Prayer House. So it is a Lucifer. It is Venus worship temple. It's connected to the Templars and the Freemasons, and there's videos about it on the channel. Let's keep going. So, once the kids go through the portal, on this side of the portal, inside the Kabbalah, everything is rainbows and candy and that kind of stuff. Everything is good according to the kids once they get inside, because they're all brainwashed. They're specifically being targeted and being controlled by their emotions and by the chemical drip inside their brain that they need the oxytocin. So they're just being manipulated into giving these people thousands and millions of dollars. So, I need to roll that back. I didn't do it again. Okay. I can't see this thing. Okay. That one. So, right there is a Kate Spade bag. It is very iconic inside the fashion industry. It is very visible. If anybody knows their purses at all, that purse is considered the classic bag. This show was either recorded just prior or just really close to when Kate Spade had hung herself, and this was an homage to Kate Spade inside the show. They didn't say it, but that's why that was there. So, in the video, each of these scientists that are behind him in the white outfits, the jackets, each of those scientists, remember they're alchemists, they're practicing Kabbalah, each of those scientists are from another country. They don't have any of them that are from the same country. There's a black girl, a white girl, an Asian guy, a black guy, blah, blah, blah. They don't have duplicates because over at Bethel, they are the whole world. They're collecting people from everywhere. So that's why inside the video, it's got that. That's Aleister Crowley's sex magic. Okay. If you go down here to the playlist, there's one that says Henry Danger. It has Chris Valentin telling his stories. It explains that thing shows Easter eggs. Henry Danger's Knights in Training, that has to do with it. I'm not sure how Ben Lim and Benny Hinn got in there. The schizophrenic thing has to do with it. The biblical, those are portal videos from Patricia King. Oh, there's a sneaky squid inside the video. If you look inside, well, I'll go show it to you, but this has to do with...
Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Does the Bible teach that we have authority to bind
the sneaky squid spirit? Watch this. Okay, so let me add a little bit more detail before I jump back into videos. One sec. Okay, so before I get back into the video stuff, there are 4 convicted pedophiles that were listed working on this TV show. Dan Schneider was accused of being a pedophile by a lot of people, including one of them specifically that I'll bring up, that he's the ex-boyfriend of Ariana Grande, and Ariana claimed that Dan Schneider cauterized a Star of David, branded a Star of David, into the head of a baby, and that had happened multiple times. So I know which side of the cult this is, because they tried to rush me into the group when they tried to get me to manage Jason Cropper from Weezer and the head of Antiques for the West Coast for Patty Hearst's Hearst Corporation. They wanted me to do musical management for those 2 guys, and it would have brought me inside this group, because Seth Green tried to come in my antique shop. That's the same group of guys that these guys are all connected to. So let me hit play and let's chit-chat a bit.
So it seems that we accidentally opened a portal to
Okay. So if you look over Bill's shoulder, you can see that there's a glass aquarium inside of that. There is a squid. The machinery, I even went and took the name tags off of each of the pieces. It looks like it's just recycled stuff that the cast was using to show technology at Bethel. The ladder on this side says don't go up the ladder, it's dangerous. This is the esoteric side. That would be the stuff that the people see. Once you go in the esoteric side of the portal for this show, then the ladder, yellow ladder on the right hand side, ends up saying that you can go upstairs, and it's something like gummy bears and jelly beans or something like that once you go up the ladder. So let me hit play.
another dimension. And it also seems that there is a monster from that dimension that crossed over to our dimension and is currently abducting children.
Okay, that's one of the parts that's really concerning to me, because it's saying that they're abducting children. And a whole lot of the stuff that is said inside this video is correct as far as what they are doing. So when it says that they are abducting children, I believe it, because I've got other videos that prove that Kim Johnson, Bill Johnson's sister-in-law, is running at least 2 different organizations that are using FBI pedophile logos. And it's Brian Johnson has a religious organization inside his house called Goat Lord Farms. That means that he's Baphomet worshipping Templar. Everything connected to these guys is Freemasonry and Templar. That's what's going on here. These guys are acting out something in public to be able to do order out of chaos. They need to make Redding and the Christianity look bad. So they're going to end up getting busted for what they're doing, and they're going to be found out that they are worshiping the devil.
The shoes are made from a space-age polymer. That's pretty much it.
That's one of the only parts I haven't gotten, that I haven't been able to decode, is the shoes in the space age polymer, and I'm not sure that I've gotten the gloves when he gets to that part. So on one side, everything looks normal. On the other side, it's all rainbows and candy canes and that kind of stuff.
What does it sound? We assume it's the sound of the terrified children being tortured by the monster. How many of you actually got through the portal to see what's going on in the other dimension? No! No, that is way too scary. A giant jelly donut! A giant jelly donut!
So, check this out. All these kids are having fun when they're in the delusion inside the Kabbalah side of this portal.
What does it sound? We assume it's the sound of the terrified children being tortured by the monster. How many of you actually got through the portal to see what's going on in the other dimension? No, that is way too scary. We hear a lot of screaming coming from that thing. See, there it is again. Look, it's terrifying.
So each of these scenes can actually be broken down. The rainbow programming. I don't know why it's a donut for the portal. Knights Templar guy. There's an army guy in here somewhere. That has to do with Cameron. I'll give you guys a breakdown of who Cameron is in a later video. He has to do with the... Oh, actually, in part of this, there's Sherri Papini is in here. She's the one that faked herself being kidnapped. And Cameron was brought in by Bethel to be able to teach people how not to get kidnapped. And I was at Bethel for that service. And it had to have been somewhere between, like, I don't know, maybe a year beforehand. So I'm guessing Cameron wasn't getting enough people wanting to sign up for his don't get kidnapped while you're out on missions trips stuff. So they faked a kidnapping. And, wait, I don't even have to... That guy right there. Oh, we want one specific video. We want that one right there. Hold on. Watch this. Oh, come on.
I told Lisa when you walk up here, just drop the mic. Just leave it. We can drop the mic on this one. This is interesting. A lot of motors being checked on this one. But I'll tell you, at the end of the day, we know who we are, we know what we did to make an impact on this case. And what we did was we rallied the community. We made it personal. And you got behind it in a really big way. And there was no credit given last night on 2020 to Lisa. Lisa's the glue behind all this. Lisa connected all the dots.
See how Cameron just said that Lisa connected all the dots? Remember that connect the dots game inside that video? Dan Schneider was telling on these guys. Telling us that they were all Freemasons. And that they were kidnapping children. And Cameron's about to say, people even think that we made up the story about the kidnapping of Sherri Papini, who is now in prison for making up the story that she was never really kidnapped. But I don't believe the current story that she's telling either.
So Sherri wouldn't be home if it wasn't for Lisa. And all of you as well. And we were called unconventional. We were called a nuisance. I'm okay with that. Absolutely. And one of the things that was asked is, could we have done this as a hoax? Sure. But I didn't. It'd be kind of silly, but
have been a hoax? Sure. But we didn't. Did you see that?
We were getting a lot of criticism, they said, something like, absolutely. And, one of the things that was asked is, could we have done this as a hoax? Sure. But
One of the things that was asked is, can we have done this as a hoax? Sure. But we didn't.
And ransom consultant, tell us, first of all, how you got involved. Let's bring in Cameron Gamble, a self-described kidnap and ransom consultant. Tell us, first of all, how you got involved in this case.
Yeah, I was actually, I was out of town most of the time while Sherri was in captivity, but I was brought in by an individual who knew me in the community for speaking on specifically human trafficking a few years prior to this. She had called and asked, she was a mutual friend of the family, and asked if I could come in and just consult with the family and just kind of give...
So, I was at Bethel when he was telling us the stuff that he was doing, and one of the things that he did was that he stalked 3 different women and took their personal information, including one of them was married and taking her kid to soccer practices, when the kid was going to soccer practices, that kind of stuff. He got that information while in the checkout line at a grocery store. The thing that concerned me was when he admitted that he had hacked into a federal judge's secured email by going through his wife's account, because her email would not have been secured, and so there's ways to be able to worm your way through. And so that's really concerning. That's one of the red flags that flew up for me when I was at Bethel and he was telling his stories the first time. So, hold on. Oh, come on, pause. Stop moving. This is Sherri Papini, kidnapping hoaxer. He even used the word hoax. This is from 4 months ago. Sherri Papini, hoax. Hoax. This whole thing is a puppet show to be able to make money inside Bethel's satanic system. I honestly believe that this girl that you're seeing in the pictures is probably not really married to the guy that they show inside the pictures, because I've seen MK Ultra trauma-based mind control victims in the past in music industry stuff, and I can see the type of way that she's interacting with people. I would think that she probably escaped from one of their sex houses, and they probably went to put a leash on her and try and get her back, and the quickest way to do that was to put out enough information to get the public to rally behind it, but knowing that it was a hoax the whole time. Oh, now where's my dot at? There it is.
Your smile is so infectious. I love it here, Kevin. I'm so glad. I love you all.
There is so much symbolism in here that connects Bethel to bad, bad stuff.
Scientist, only one person can go through the portal. We have never said that. All right, fine. We go in, we kick some monster butt, we get the kids, we get out of there. Sounds good.
So the blonde girl, the little girl that's the one inside the portal, is supposed to be Sherri Papini inside this TV show. Actually, to prove that, Sherri Papini, when she got out from having been kidnapped, they had shaved her head.
Stay the entire night at Hackney Manor will get his inheritance. Hang on a second. Whoa. Who's gonna watch Piper while you're gone? You are. What? No, I can't watch Piper tonight.
Why not?
Because I'm supposed to go trick-or-treating with Charlotte and Jasper.
Well, young man, you should have thought about that before Uncle Jimmy died. What?
Oh, Piper sounds mad. You better go see what she wants.
Hi! Piper?
I'm under the table. I messed up my hair.
Okay, come on, Piper. I'm sure it's not that...
Oh my God, what happened to your hair?
I tried to trim my hair just a little bit so I could be this Fresno girl doll for Halloween.
That would have meant sweet stew.
But after I trimmed it, I noticed that the right side was a little bit longer than the left side, so I trimmed a little off the right. I trimmed too much. So then I tried to even it out on the left side, but I trimmed too much again, and it just kept happening.
At least it's even.
I look terrible. And my hair was one of my 50 best qualities. Henry, this is Charlotte. Do you copy? This is a code red. I repeat, code red. I repeat, code red.
Yep, got it. Code red. We are on our way. Come on. Halloween? Or unless you consider the puffs of smoke, the screaming, and the eyewitness trade.
10 kids.
So on this part of the video, that is Channel 7. That's our local TV station in town, so that part lines up.
This is better than what you looked like before.
What do you think?
Anything is better than what you looked like before. Hey! That's what I thought!
Chris Valentin's red-eyed demon, just came and kidnapped Sherri Papini.
See a pattern?
I do.
Okay, this part about the patterns has to do with when I'm showing you guys the ley lines. That's what this has to do with. The videos in my channel that talk about ley lines, that's this.
This is the pattern. And finally, as you can see, the pattern is
Notice the compass in the top right corner, Freemason logo.
clear. Boom.